We are following breaking news this hour. Peel police are investigating threats against Brampton's Mayor Patrick Brown. CB24's Beatrice Vaisman is following this breaking news story for us, and she joins us live with the very latest. Beatrice.
You know, we just heard a few minutes ago from the Deputy Chief from Peel Regional Police, Nick Milinovich, along with Brampton's Mayor Patrick Brown himself, about this police investigation that's unfolding in Peel. At the heart of it are death threats made against Mayor Patrick Brown and his family some 2 to 3 weeks ago. I spoke to a source with direct knowledge of this police investigation who tells me it was roughly 2 or 3 weeks ago when these threats were actually made against the mayor and his family. They emanated from the web. It was an online threat made via a server outside of this country, so outside of Canada. And police have now identified at least one person, potentially multiple individuals here in the GTA, I'm told, according to this source with familiarity with this investigation, that they are now looking to arrest. We heard from Mayor Patrick Brown. He was asked by our Steve Ryan directly, how do you feel after death threats were made against you and your family, the safety of you and your family threatened here in this case, which actually also prompted, Lena, an increased police presence and security detail, essentially, around the mayor's family home for the period of roughly 2 weeks. And here's the mayor's response.
Well, I wouldn't want to interfere with the investigation, just to say I've got great confidence in the Peel Police. I feel safe because we have a great police force in Peel Region. This is not the first time I've received a death threat. I did so a number of years ago. I'm sure it won't be the last, and it certainly won't change my approach. I certainly want my family to be safe, and I believe they are, but it won't change my approach to being outspoken about public safety and to do my job accordingly.
The same source, Lena, telling me that the police security or the surveillance around the mayor and his family home has subsided after police seemingly making some kind of headway in this investigation. We heard directly from Deputy Chief Milinovich that he believes that Peel Police will have more to say about this investigation in the very near future. But the Deputy Chief was asked about protocol. How do police go about investigating something like this, where the life of an elected official, the mayor of a municipality, and his family are directly threatened? And here's more from Deputy Chief Nick Milinovich.
I think most police services would provide something very similar if they were equipped with the same information and risk assessment outcomes that we were. Really, it was preventative. And out of an abundance of caution. We want to make sure that somebody that's here representing our community, and because of some of the stances that they've taken, is well protected, and there's no issues in relation to their safety and security while we're conducting the investigation. And the thing is, I think, important to remember, our response wouldn't have been different if it's not uncommon for us to do this.
You heard the mayor talking about the fact that this is not the first time that he has directly received a death threat. In fact, it was several years ago that he received one. But again, just to sum it up, a source familiar with this police investigation telling CP24 the source of the threats was outside of the country, online, but several, or at least one person of interest, potentially several people of interest inside this country, within the GTA actually, have now been identified by Peel Police, and we'll await to hear from Peel Regional Police in the coming days and weeks if an arrest is actually made in connection with this investigation, Lena.
All right, Beatrice Vaisman reporting live from our newsroom on this breaking news story. Beatrice, thanks so much for this.